Hello, and welcome to the Hidden Pieces with Kimberly Renee. So today I'm going to talk about Mercury retrograde and why I really want to share why Mercury retrograde are mysterious and magical and amazing and beautiful and so I don't know, I find them to be so mystical and magical. And I really feel like part of my purpose, part of my mission. I love astrology. I love the stars, the cosmos, and I love being in divine connection with God, source, the creator. I love being connected to my little ones, the tiny tot shih tzu, and how they are absolute guides for me, and how all animals are guides, and how all humans are divine messengers for each other, and how we're taken on these amazing divine detours to get us out of something and to shift us into something else, to get us out of our old mind patterns and stories and cycles. You know, we're on the computer and it shuts down. We lost everything and we're so aggravated. We're so frustrated. It's almost like this ticking time bomb that just wants to blow, like it could blow at any moment. And in that moment, it's like, wait a second, you know, Mercury trickster playing a trick, trying to get us out of technology. It's interesting, isn't it? Mercury rules technology. And yet when Mercury comes, he messes technology and our communication and all of these things up. Why do you think that is? Like, do we ever ask, why Mercury? Why? And it's like, I feel as if we're just so techno, we're on our phones, we're on the computer, we're doing this, we're doing that. It's how we connect, it's how we do everything. And instead of and I'm gonna really try to be mindful because I'm noticing how the word how I'm saying it is coming up more. So I'm gonna be mindful as much as I possibly can and not say that word in my videos. It's a work in progress. Back to Mercury retrograde. So it's as if he's coming in. I say he, just call Mercury whatever you want to call Mercury. He's neither he nor she. Just call him whatever you want to call him. Call it whatever you want to call it. It's as if though Mercury is trying to get us to shut down technology, to shut down our minds, to shut down the thinking, all the stories that are repeating over and over again, and get us to shift out into nature, to connecting with our little ones, our animals, our pets, our loved ones, with nature, like with going out and going out for a walk, and what amazing things can come up and be shown to us. Going out for a drive, or just for a walk, who will you connect with? Who will come into your world that you never even thought possible? It's, I don't know, it's like you're on a path to go somewhere, but Mercury's showing you another path. He's really showing us something totally new and different, that we can step out of here and go over here, where life can be more magical and more fun, and really can that deep connection within ourselves can start to come up, instead of being so in the world that we live in, and being in the world we live in within ourselves or around us, reconnecting to something bigger than ourselves, reconnecting with something bigger than the computer and the phones that we are so connected to. It's disconnecting from all of that and connecting to something bigger, connecting to something more. And what messages, what different things can shift, what cycles can be broken, what stories can be destroyed and uncreated, so we can start living the life that we truly want to live. This Mercury retrograde is in Virgo and Leo, and Virgo is the mind, body, spirit connection. And how much of our bodies are so cluttered, how much of our minds are so cluttered with stuff and stories and all the thoughts and all the things, and our bodies are just feel either heavy or we just can't be here. And so the spirit can't even come through to come down and come through. So it's almost as if this Mercury retrograde is really trying to clear our mind and bodies out so spirit can really come down and through us, and we can start being in this divine world that we actually live in, that we're Earth School, that we're here to learn. And then we're in Leo. And so then we get this Leo energy. And Leo is our hearts, and it's our light. And are we living in and from our hearts? Or is our heart open, or is our heart shut down? Are we shining our light out in the world, or are we dimming ourselves down? Are we courageously taking inspired action in doing the things that we really love to do? The heart, doing matters of the heart, like things that we absolutely love and adore, that creativity. Like, are you doing creative things that really inspire you, that really open up that heart and connect you to something bigger than you? So if you think about it, we have Virgo and Leo, mind, body, spirit, and the heart, and how these connect. And there's a gateway that there's portals that go from one to the next and into the other. Like, it's like here we go here, we go here, and we're going back here. So we started in Leo. Mercury started in Leo, moved into Virgo to clear, first we're going to get what's coming up with the heart, with the things. Are we shining our light? Are we out here? Moving into Virgo, the mind, is the mind open, expanded, or was it very limited? Are we stuck here in stories? Is the body open? What's holding the body? Are we, and here I am with my likes, I'm noticing how that's coming up. But it's this, are our bodies cluttered? How are our bodies cluttered? Are we moving our bodies? Are we allowing the energy to move in and through us? Or is it so stuck and heavy that we can't move? And our hearts are so closed that we can't see what's really trying to come in and through us for us. And so Mercury is going to move back into Leo. I think it's next week, this week or next, it might be Thursday. But Mercury is going to move back into Leo. We've got a lot of other energy going on, but I'm really focused on the Mercury retrograde, because even if you look at all the other energy that's going on in this Mercury, a lot of what's going on is really answering to Mercury and Venus, who's in Mercury sign, who's answering to Mercury. So Mercury is really trying to deconstruct, really trying to pull things apart, Mercury goes down into the underworld and he takes us up to the heavens above. He pulls that deep inner stuff up that's ready to shift out of us and transmutes it, transcends it, so something new can come down and through us. So we can do something new and different. We can shift out of these old things, out of these old patterns, cycles, and habits, out of the old stories, and really connect into our hearts, really open up that light that's here, that's ready to shine, the light that's within you, that's ready to step out and shine in whatever way that is. Maybe it's starting a YouTube channel. Maybe it's whatever it is for you, stepping out into the world to do the work that you're here to do. Doing painting. It's interesting because I stopped painting I started to paint. It's really interesting because when I paint, I find that it's the way that I meditate. It's something bigger comes through me. And I find that my paintings are very magical and mystical. It's very interesting how things show up in my paintings. When I paint, how, what's coming in and through, but then how much, when I do paint, how much shifts inside of me with each one. And I love sitting with it, and I love turning it in different directions, and I share it. I'm always like, what do you see? What do you see? Because painting, for me, it helps me change my perception and perspectives. It helps me see things in new and different ways. And where one person can see things, another person sees something totally different. And then it's like, did you see this? Or do you like, wow, I really feel this. And some people hear sounds in my paintings. It's so beautiful how much it really comes alive. And it does really feel like it's like a movie that's like trying to play out in some way. It's trying to shift in some way. So, whatever that heart thing is for you, it could be acting, like that Leo, like whatever that is, like it could be painting, it could be singing, it could be writing, playing with your kids, like whatever, like your little, like your dogs and cats, like your pets, I call them the little ones. But whatever like really lights you up and excites you, going on those adventures, where the Sag moon, it's like wants to go on adventures, going on those amazing adventures, and like, what is that? We get so stuck in work and what we have to do all the time. And then we forget how to have fun. We forget how to play. We forget, Mercury's all about play. He was so like playful and fun and like puzzles, like, it's like he likes to give us like pieces of the puzzle. And then there's like this magical thing that happens in the end where we get to like uncover and discover it all. It's like, oh, this, and this, and this. And you know what? If we got one piece before the other, the story wouldn't unfold the way that it was intended. It's like, think about a day and you think you're going here, you think you're doing this, but you go someplace totally different, or you get all these pieces. And it's like, if you had to talk to this person before this person, so you had this call scheduled first and this call got canceled to later. So you talked to this person first and then this, but you had to get that piece. So then when you talk to this person, I was like, oh, and if this person would have came before this person, it wouldn't have set the same. It wouldn't have came in the same order. And then the things that happened all in between those times of talking to those two people, how different things unfolded, how you saw different numbers or symbols or messages or whatever, these different signs and symbols that come in that help us connect the pieces. And then we have these people or these animals, whatever. We have different messengers that come in and guide us or show us different things. And it's how the story all unfolds. So we get mad because our day gets changed around. People cancel like this. And I have learned to stay so flexible with Mercury retrogrades. When somebody cancels, I was like, okay, I'm not meant to talk to that person right now. I wasn't meant to do that reading right now. I wasn't meant to do this right now. It wasn't time for this right now. And I also have learned to ask. That's been a big thing. It's like, I ask for guidance, like show me a way, like help me see this. And two, it's like where you think we're like, oh, it's my time is scheduled for here. And so I've even learned to ask, hey, if you have any cancellations and you can move me up, let me know, because I would love to be moved up. I've had that happen during Mercury retrogrades, and that's like a blessing. I'm like, yes, hello, like so grateful for that. I got moved up to a earlier time spot. And when I cancel, think about that for somebody else. Because when something gets canceled for you, or when you cancel something for somebody, that opens up a time slot for somebody else. That opens up a time slot for that person to have more time and space for themselves, for that more personal self-care. And who knows what's going to happen within that time. And or it allows for somebody that really, really needs that session, that time, for them to connect, like, oh my God, yes, like it's a gift, it's a blessing. It's like, oh my God, and they're so grateful for that. Whereas the other person that needed to cancel, there was other stuff going on that will come later. So it's like, how are you seeing Mercury retrograde happening? Like, do you get, here's my and I apologize, I'm working on it. I have to laugh because I notice how much I do it. And I'm like, huh, that's so interesting. And I get really curious about when you say, like, when you notice the things you're doing and how you're doing them, but just get really curious about when things shift and change and how things are shifting and changing and how beautiful and magical and amazing, like how things open up in different ways for you and for others. And how just because something gets shifted or moved that you're like maybe really frustrated about, how it's going to open up something so much more for you and for others. So how are you experiencing Mercury retrograde? How are you moving and flowing? And are you opening up to the amazing things? The moon's in Sagittarius. So what adventures are you going on? today and tomorrow. It's Tuesday. So what adventures are you going on today? Like, what's shifting and changing? Like, Sagittarius also are beliefs, so how are your beliefs changing and shifting? And where are you being asked to go on more adventures to out of the old and into the new? So share that in the comments below.